The love and hip-hop world has been thrown into chaos once again. This time after a shocking on-set altercation that reportedly left Yandy Smith hospitalized. Eyewitnesses say the fight between Yandy and Rasheeda went from words to wild in seconds, with production scrambling to stop it before things got out of control. What started as a heated argument over loyalty and betrayal ended with Yandy being rushed to the hospital, and fans are now demanding answers about what really went down behind the cameras. Sources claim the tension had been building for weeks. Rasheeda allegedly confronted Yandy over something personal that happened off-camera, and when Yandy tried to walk away, Rasheeda snapped. Chairs flew, producers yelled for security, and the entire set reportedly fell into chaos. One insider said it wasn't just a TV fight, it was real. You could feel the hate in that room. But what's really sending fans over the edge are the rumors that this fight had nothing to do with the show, and everything to do with long-buried drama between their families and friends. Some believe it was personal betrayal, while others are whispering about secret business deals gone wrong. Now, as Yandy recovers in the hospital and Rasheeda faces intense backlash, the industry is buzzing. Will this fight destroy their friendship for good? Or is there something much deeper that producers don't want the world to see? The moment cameras started rolling that day, everyone could feel it. The tension between Yandy Smith and Rasheeda Frost was thick enough to cut with a knife. Love and hip-hop had seen its fair share of drama, but this was different. There wasn't any playful shade or typical reality show teasing. This was cold, sharp energy to women who were clearly carrying something much heavier than what the cameras were supposed to capture. It all started during a cast meeting in Atlanta, meant to discuss upcoming collaborations and business moves for the new season. Producers wanted an easygoing episode, lighthearted moments, a few laughs, maybe some friendly competition. But the second Rasheeda and Yandy locked eyes, the mood shifted. Rasheeda leaned back in her chair, crossing her arms with that signature smirk that fans knew well. "So we just gone sit here and act like everything's cool after what you did," she said. The room froze. Even the producers didn't see that line coming. Yandy, always known for her calm and composed energy, tilted her head slightly and asked, "What exactly did I do, Rasheeda? Because if you're going to accuse me of something, at least make sure you've got the facts straight." Rasheeda didn't hesitate. "You know exactly what you did. You tried to make me look stupid in front of my husband, and don't act like it was just business. You crossed a line." The argument that followed was raw. Yandy stood her ground, insisting she never meant to disrespect anyone. But Rasheeda wasn't buying it. According to insiders, the issue stemmed from a deal Rasheeda and Yandy were both involved in, something about a shared business partner, a boutique collaboration, and accusations that Yandy had gone behind Rasheeda's back. For weeks, Rasheeda had been hearing whispers that Yandy was cutting her out of a major business deal, securing sponsorships and brand connections that they were supposed to share. Yandy denied it, but the rumors were loud, and Rasheeda felt betrayed. "You're supposed to be my sister," she shouted during filming. "We came up together, we hustled together, and you think I wouldn't find out?" Yandy's voice shook, not from fear, but anger. "I don't owe you an explanation for moves I make to feed my family. You want to be mad, but don't lie on my name. I never snaked you." At that point, things went left. Rasheeda slammed her hand on the table so hard that one of the glasses tipped over. Security began moving closer, knowing the energy was spiraling. According to a crew member, that's when Rasheeda stood up and got in Yandy's face, shouting, "You're fake, Yandy. All that I'm about my business talk, but you're out here using people to climb. That's why nobody really rocks with you like that." Yandy stepped back, visibly emotional. "I've been nothing but real to you, Rasheeda," she said, her voice breaking slightly. "You, of all people, should know that." But Rasheeda wasn't done. "Real? You call this real? You smiled in my face while making deals behind my back. You're no different than the people you claim to hate." The argument grew louder, echoing through the set. Everyone from the camera crew to other castmates watched in stunned silence. Rasheeda's husband, Kirk, tried to step in and calm things down, but Rasheeda wasn't listening. Years of friendship, loyalty, and business ties were unraveling right in front of everyone. Then came the breaking point. As Yandy turned away to walk off set, Rasheeda said something that made her stop dead in her tracks. "That's why your little perfect life is falling apart too. Everybody knows it." The room gasped. Yandy spun around, her eyes wide. "What did you just say?" she demanded. Rasheeda didn't back down. "You heard me. You out here acting like you're better than everyone, like your life's some fairy tale, but we all know what's really going on. You're a mess behind closed doors." Security immediately stepped in, sensing things were about to explode. But it was too late. Yandy lunged forward, shouting, "You don't ever talk about my family." "Don't you dare." The two women clashed and chaos erupted. Chairs scraped, producers screamed for everyone to clear the area, and cameras scrambled to keep rolling. One insider said the fight was unlike anything they'd ever seen, raw, unplanned, and completely emotional. "It wasn't a storyline anymore," the insider said. "That was real anger, real pain." Reports say Rasheeda shoved Yandy first, and in the struggle, one of the set lights toppled over. Yandy tried to defend herself, but fell hard against a corner table. Crew members rushed to break them apart, but Yandy wasn't moving. That's when panic set in. Within minutes, medics were called. Production shut down immediately as paramedics arrived on scene. Rasheeda, breathing heavily, stood off to the side, her face pale as she realized things had gone too far. Yandy was placed on a stretcher and taken to a nearby hospital, leaving everyone in shock. Social media exploded within hours. Word got out before producers could contain it. Hashtags like #PrayForYandy and #RASHEEDA fight started trending, and fans demanded to know what happened. Some blamed Rasheeda for losing control, while others accused producers of letting things go too far for ratings. Behind the scenes, things got worse. Sources say Rasheeda broke down after the incident, repeatedly saying she didn't mean to hurt Yandy. She was just mad, one crew member said. She didn't think it would go that far. Meanwhile, Yandy's husband and close friends rushed to the hospital. Cameras were banned from following, but eyewitnesses claim she was conscious, but shaken. Reports say she suffered bruises and a mild concussion. But doctors wanted to keep her overnight for observation. Fans flooded her social media with love and prayers, though her team remained silent. The official Love and Hip Hop production team released a short statement confirming an incident occurred on set and that they were reviewing footage to determine what led to the altercation, but the damage was done. The friendship between Yandy and Rasheeda, once one of the most admired bonds in the show's history, was shattered. People who had watched them grow together over the years couldn't believe how quickly it all fell apart. And while Rasheeda tried to reach out privately, Yandy's family reportedly wanted nothing to do with her. One insider close to Yandy said, "She's hurt, not just physically, but emotionally. She trusted Rasheeda and now she feels betrayed." As the episode footage circulated among producers, there was one chilling question no one could avoid. How much of that moment would the public actually get to see? Because what happened that day wasn't just reality TV, it was real life colliding with emotion. Pride and pain in front of the world, and for both women, there was no going back. The aftermath of the explosive altercation between Yandy and Rasheeda sent shockwaves far beyond the set. Fans couldn't stop talking about it, and the media quickly picked up the story, framing it as one of the most dramatic incidents in love and hip-hop history. But behind the headlines, the tension was far from over. Both women were dealing with personal and professional fallout that threatened to upend everything they'd built over the years. Hospital sources confirmed that Yandy had sustained a mild concussion and several bruises from the scuffle. While she was awake and alert, the physical pain was compounded by emotional strain. People close to her said that she was struggling to process how quickly a confrontation with someone she considered a close friend escalated into a life-altering incident. "She's shaken," an insider shared. "This isn't just about the show. It's about trust, betrayal, and the fact that someone she's known for years let things get out of control." Rasheeda, meanwhile, faced her own wave of scrutiny. Social media erupted with criticism, and some fans demanded that the network take action against her, even outside the digital space. Industry colleagues began whispering about her temper and questioning whether she could maintain professional relationships. For someone who had spent years building a respected reputation, the fight felt like a public undoing of her image. According to insiders, conversations between Rasheeda and Yandy were attempted privately in the days following the incident. But neither side was willing to compromise. Yandy wanted space to heal, while Rasheeda insisted she didn't mean for it to escalate as it did. It's like both of them are trapped in this cycle of anger and regret, one crew member said. Neither wants to admit fault fully, but neither can ignore what happened. Adding to the complexity, sources revealed that some of the tension stemmed from lingering business disputes. Yandy and Rasheeda had been working on collaborative ventures for months, but according to the insider, unspoken disagreements about ownership, profits, and public representation had festered beneath the surface. The fight wasn't just emotional, the source explained. There was a lot of financial stress and ego involved. Both women felt they were being disrespected. The incident also reignited old rivalries among the cast. Other co-stars reportedly took sides, either supporting Rasheeda's claims or defending Yandy's integrity. This division only heightened tensions on set, making it difficult for producers to maintain a controlled environment. Some crew members noted that the set had become uncomfortably hostile, with whispers and subtle glares making filming almost impossible. Meanwhile, the network faced a dilemma. Footage from the incident could be a ratings goldmine, but it also posed legal and ethical concerns. Producers were reportedly consulting legal teams to determine how much of the fight could be aired without violating safety protocols or inviting lawsuits. It's a tricky situation, a production insider admitted. They want drama, but they can't risk serious injury or liability. Yandy being hospitalized complicates everything. Social media was relentless. Fans debated who was at fault, with some suggesting that Rasheeda's temper was predictable, while others claimed Yandy had provoked the fight through subtle manipulation. Meme pages and video compilations quickly circulated, highlighting snippets of previous confrontations and interpreting them as signs that the explosive fight had been inevitable. The discussion even spread beyond entertainment circles, sparking conversations about workplace safety, emotional triggers, and the blurred lines between reality TV and real-life consequences. Experts were interviewed on blogs and podcasts, emphasizing the importance of conflict resolution, mental health awareness, and the dangers of letting long-standing tensions go unresolved. For Yandy, the experience was a wake-up call. She reportedly spent hours reflecting on the incident with close friends and family, considering both her own reactions and Rasheeda's motivations. She's strong, a source said, but this shook her. She realized she needs to set boundaries and protect herself, even if it means walking away from people she's trusted for years. Rasheeda, on the other hand, was grappling with guilt and frustration. She allegedly admitted to a few cast members that she didn't intend to hurt Yandy, but the escalation was sudden and uncontrollable. She's not proud of what happened, the insider noted, but she also feels that Yandy could have handled some things differently. It's a mix of remorse and defensiveness. The tension between the two was further complicated by public perception. Every post, comment, and reaction on social media felt like a verdict in their personal feud. Fans were dissecting Instagram stories, cryptic tweets, and past interviews for any hint of apology, blame, or reconciliation. Both women were acutely aware that the world was watching, which only added pressure to an already volatile situation. Adding another layer, legal advisors reportedly began weighing in. Since Yandy had been hospitalized, there was talk of liability and potential claims. While nothing was confirmed publicly, insiders suggested that both parties were cautious about making statements that could be used against them in the future. Every word, every post was under scrutiny, making private resolution even more difficult. Meanwhile, producers tried to salvage the season. They scheduled meetings with both women individually, encouraging them to discuss the incident privately and find a way to move forward on camera. But according to sources, the conversations were tense, filled with emotion, and ended with no clear resolution. Both women left the meetings more frustrated, realizing that trust had been irrevocably damaged. As the week progressed, Yandy's hospitalization became a central talking point. Interviews with medical professionals highlighted the seriousness of even minor concussions and the emotional trauma associated with sudden violence. Fans expressed concern over her well-being, urging both parties to step back and prioritize health over drama. Rasheeda faced similar pressures. Social media debates painted her as either a villain or a misunderstood figure, forcing her to navigate public perception carefully. She reportedly reached out privately to Yandy's family to apologize, but the gesture was met with caution and skepticism. Trust, it seemed, had to be rebuilt slowly, if at all. Through it all, one thing became clear. The love and hip-hop world had witnessed more than just a fight. It had seen the consequences of unresolved tension, blurred lines between business and friendship, and the emotional toll of life under the spotlight. Both Yandy and Rasheeda were learning painfully that every action has consequences, both personal and public. The stage was set for what fans were calling a pivotal moment in the show's history. Would Yandy and Rasheeda ever reconcile? Could trust be rebuilt after a confrontation that left one hospitalized? And how much of this drama would make it to the final cut of the season, carefully edited for ratings? Behind the scenes, the answers remained unclear. But one thing was certain: love and hip-hop had never seen anything quite like this. And both women were navigating a path that would test their resilience, their relationships, and their public images in ways they could never have anticipated. The days following Yandy's hospitalization were filled with tension, uncertainty, and a whirlwind of media speculation. While she recovered in the hospital, producers and cast members scrambled to determine the fallout from the explosive fight with Rasheeda. Social media was ablaze, fans dissecting every past interaction, theorizing about what sparked the confrontation, and debating who was truly at fault. But behind the cameras, the situation was far more complex than anyone realized. Yandy's medical team insisted she take time off, both to heal physically and to address the emotional trauma from the fight. Friends and family stayed by her side, offering support and reminding her that while public opinion could be relentless, her health and safety came first. A close source revealed she was shaken, yes, but she's strong. Yandy kept telling everyone, "I didn't come this far to let one fight ruin me." Meanwhile, Rasheeda was facing a storm of criticism. Fans and even former cast members weighed in online, questioning her behavior and judgment. The reality TV world is no stranger to conflict. But a fight that lands someone in the hospital crosses a line, and many felt Rasheeda had gone too far. People forget these aren't just storylines, one blogger wrote. These are real lives. And when emotions escalate, consequences are real too. Despite the pressure, Rasheeda tried to reach out privately to Yandy, sending messages of apology and expressing regret for how events had escalated. According to insiders, she claimed she never intended to hurt her friend, emphasizing that the confrontation was fueled by pent-up frustration over long-standing business tensions. But Yandy, still processing the incident, was hesitant to respond. Trust, once broken, takes time to rebuild. Behind the scenes, production faced its own dilemma. How could they capture the drama that fans craved while ensuring the safety of the cast? Meetings were held to address conflict resolution, and security protocols were tightened to prevent similar incidents. Producers admitted it was a delicate balance. Too much intervention could feel artificial. Too little could be dangerous. During this period, footage of the fight began circulating in snippets online. Short clips showed heated exchanges, physical shoves, and moments of pure chaos. Fans were quick to weigh in, debating who provoked whom and whether the altercation was inevitable. Some defended Rasheeda, citing previous disagreements and claiming Yandy had been passive-aggressive. Others sided with Yandy, emphasizing that no one should be physically attacked. Regardless of prior tension, the conversation spilled over into the broader entertainment community. Experts on workplace dynamics, mental health, and reality TV ethics began discussing the implications. Many highlighted how constant stress, public scrutiny, and high-stakes business dealings can push even seasoned professionals to their breaking point. Reality TV isn't reality in the traditional sense, one commentator noted. But when emotions are raw and egos are involved, real-life consequences are unavoidable. For Yandy, the incident prompted reflection. She spent time thinking about boundaries, loyalty, and how to navigate friendships in a business-driven environment. Friends noted that she had grown stronger from the experience, determined not to let one altercation define her. She's reevaluating her relationships, an insider said. Yandy is focused on protecting herself, her family, and her career. Rasheeda also faced personal reflection. While her public image had taken a hit, she reportedly began acknowledging patterns in her behavior that had contributed to the fight. Sources claimed she recognized how unresolved grievances and miscommunications escalated tension over time. Rasheeda knows she lost control, a crew member revealed. She's thinking about how to rebuild both trust and reputation. The Love and Hip Hop cast watched cautiously from the sidelines. The fight created ripple effects. Alliances shifted, conversations grew tense, and filming became more complicated. Other cast members reportedly felt the weight of the incident, realizing how quickly professional and personal boundaries could blur in a high-pressure environment. Amidst all this, fans remained fixated on every detail. Social media was flooded with speculation about potential consequences for both Yandy and Rasheeda. Would Yandy press charges? Would Rasheeda face suspension or fines from the network? Would they reconcile on or off camera? Each question fueled a conversation that showed no signs of slowing down. Interestingly, the incident also drew attention to the mental health challenges of reality. TV experts emphasized that repeated exposure to conflict, public judgment, and intense scrutiny can have lasting psychological effects. Yandy and Rasheeda were both navigating more than just interpersonal tension. They were grappling with the pressure of performing in an environment that thrives on drama while ensuring their emotional and physical safety as Yandy recovered and Rasheeda reflected. Producers continued to adjust filming schedules and content plans. Some scenes were reworked to minimize potential conflicts, while others were intentionally left untouched, highlighting the raw intensity that made the show popular. But behind the cameras, there was a palpable shift. Everyone knew that one wrong move could have serious consequences. The fight also sparked broader conversations about accountability. Fans debated whether the women should publicly address the incident, and if so, how. Social media polls, comment threads, and fan theories dominated online discussions. Some argued that addressing the fight head-on would demonstrate maturity and responsibility, while others felt that silence was the best path forward to prevent further escalation. Meanwhile, Yandy reportedly used the incident as motivation. She spent time strategizing her next business moves, reconnecting with allies, and ensuring her personal life was shielded from public exposure. Friends said she was determined not to let a single fight define her narrative. She's thinking long-term, a source shared. Yandy wants to come back stronger, smarter, and more focused than ever. Rasheeda, on her end, faced similar reflections. The public criticism had been humbling, and insiders reported that she was committed to regaining her composure and repairing her relationships where possible. She's realizing that the spotlight magnifies everything, a crew member said. Even minor conflicts can become major headlines. Ultimately, the incident became a pivotal moment for both women, a test of resilience, communication, and self-awareness. While the physical injuries were minor, the emotional impact was significant. Fans and cast members alike recognized that this wasn't just another reality TV feud. It was a real-life confrontation with consequences that extended beyond the set. By the time filming resumed, the energy on set had shifted. There was caution in every interaction, tension in the air, and a sense that both Yandy and Rasheeda were navigating a delicate balance between personal boundaries and professional obligations. Despite the chaos, they both showed signs of growth, learning hard lessons about anger, trust, and accountability. The incident left an indelible mark on Love and Hip Hop. It reminded everyone, fans, cast members, and producers alike, that behind the cameras, emotions are real, consequences are tangible, and every decision carries weight. Yandy and Rasheeda's clash wasn't just a fight for ratings. It was a stark lesson in how quickly long-standing relationships can unravel under pressure, and how navigating fame, friendship, and business simultaneously can be one of the most challenging balancing acts of all. In the end, both women emerged changed. Yandy, recovering and reflecting, became more guarded yet stronger. Rasheeda, facing criticism and self-reflection, began the slow process of rebuilding trust and credibility. And while the public eagerly anticipated any potential reconciliation or confrontation, the incident remained a defining chapter, a story of friendship, rivalry, and the consequences of letting tension boil over under the unforgiving spotlight of reality television. This explosive Love and Hip Hop fight between Yandy and Rasheeda isn't just another dramatic moment for the cameras. It's a wake-up call about the real consequences of unresolved tension, trust, and loyalty. What started as an argument over personal grievances and business disputes escalated into a confrontation that left one woman hospitalized and both forced to reflect on the boundaries of friendship and professionalism. Fans have watched every clip, every snippet, and every heated exchange. But behind the scenes, the story is even deeper. This incident isn't just about who was right or wrong. It's about how years of unspoken issues, miscommunication, and high-pressure environments can erupt into real-life conflict. It reminds us that reality TV, while entertaining, exposes the raw human emotions that are often suppressed in everyday life. Jealousy, betrayal, frustration, and hurt. Yandy's journey of recovery and self-reflection, alongside Rasheeda's confrontation with her own actions, demonstrates the importance of accountability and resilience. Both women are navigating a delicate path to rebuild trust, manage public perception, and protect their personal and professional lives. Now it's over to you. What do you think about this shocking escalation? Who, if anyone, was truly at fault? And can these two ever repair their relationship? Share your thoughts and let your voice be heard. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because with Love and Hip Hop, the drama never ends, and the next revelation could change everything you thought you knew about the cast.